Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving headfirst into a seriously provocative report from Hakikat TV. They just dropped a massive alert about a looming global economic shock, and they are tying it directly to shifting geopolitical tectonic plates. Now, listen, as always, my goal here isn't to take sides or endorse these claims. We are just going to impartially break down exactly what this source is arguing. We're going to look at the underlying global tensions and the potential conflicts that, according to this report, are driving some incredibly drastic emergency economic warnings. So get comfortable and let's unravel this mystery together. Imagine waking up and hearing your nation's leader issue a desperate plea for you to immediately alter your lifestyle. I mean, why would India's prime minister allegedly tell citizens to just flat out stop buying gold and completely cancel their foreign travel? According to the report, this wasn't framed as casual financial advice. It was delivered as an urgent, immediate directive to the public. It really begs the question, what massive event is on the horizon that would require such extreme domestic measures? Let's look at the actual directives outlined in the report, because they are intense. The source claims the public was told to halt gold purchases right now, even with the wedding season coming up. They were told to cancel destination weddings and halt all foreign trips for an entire year. Why? To aggressively stop foreign reserves and dollars from bleeding out of the country. But it doesn't even stop there. The report claims people were urged to work from home, switch entirely to virtual conferences, avoid using personal cars, and rely on the metro or electric vehicles just to desperately conserve petrol and diesel. We are talking about highly personal microeconomic sacrifices being demanded of everyday citizens. And the psychological framing here is absolutely crucial. The sentiment from the report boils down to this. True sacrifice for the country isn't just at the border, it's saving the economy now. The source is pointing out that the government is essentially telling its people that an economic war is already underway. If foreign reserves drain out of the country through gold buys or a vacation abroad, the entire economy faces total ruin. It's a fascinating pivot, right? Going from traditional military nationalism to strict economic survivalism. Section 1. The geopolitical zoom out. Moving from those microeconomic warnings, we hit the core geopolitical claim made by the report. The source explicitly alleges that Israel has directly informed Indian leadership that a massive, unavoidable war is imminent in the Middle East. So, according to this, the prime minister is issuing these desperate economic warnings precisely because he has highly sensitive back-channel intelligence about this impending conflict, knowledge that the rest of the world just doesn't have yet. To back that up, the source lays out this rapid-fire timeline to prove the dominoes are already falling. Yesterday, Iran allegedly rejects U.S. proposals completely. Then, last night, Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu allegedly has to abruptly bail on a meeting with Donald Trump because of how urgent the situation is. Today, the source points to continuous emergency landings by Israeli F-35 jets as proof of active military distress. All of this points to the near future. Preparation for a severe, prolonged regional war that's going to ripple across the entire globe. Section 2. The unthinkable price tag. Preparing for a global energy crisis. $200. The report boldly and, honestly, terrifyingly, predicts an absolute certainty that the price of oil will skyrocket to $200 a barrel because of this conflict. The source is adamant about this figure. They argue there's simply no alternative scenario. Oil will vanish from the open market, and prices will basically double from where they are now. So, what does a $200 barrel of oil actually mean for you and me? The source projects that at this price, literally no economy on Earth can survive the shock. Not the US, not Europe, not India, and definitely not developing nations. To put that into perspective, the source claims that in Pakistan, petrol prices had crossed 1,000 rupees a liter. Purchasing power would be globally crushed overnight. It's an economic doomsday scenario where just putting gas in your car or transporting food becomes prohibitively expensive for the average person. Section 3. The chain reaction. Here is the path to economic collapse, step by step, according to the report. Step 1. The war closes critical Gulf routes and the Strait of Hormuz, making it impossible for oil to leave the region. Step 2. Because of the conflict, global shipping becomes incredibly dangerous, causing shipping and maritime insurance costs to absolutely skyrocket. Step 3. Nations that rely on imports now have to pay exorbitant prices for both the goods and the shipping, rapidly draining their foreign exchange reserves. And finally, Step 4. Without foreign reserves to back it up, the local currency collapses entirely. This is exactly why the source claims citizens are being told to halt travel and stop buying imported gold right now. Every single dollar leaving the country accelerates this fatal Step 4. Section 4, A Tale of Two Strategies. It is fascinating to see how global powers are allegedly preparing differently. According to the source, the world's two most populous nations are taking entirely opposite approaches to this exact same crisis. India is taking a massive defensive posture, hoarding foreign reserves, slashing fuel consumption, and strictly telling citizens, do not buy gold. They are hunkering down. Conversely, China is playing offense. The report claims China is actually encouraging its citizens to buy up gold aggressively to back a new currency. Plus, China has supposedly already stockpiled a year's worth of Iranian oil and is proactively deploying naval fleets to escort their ships through conflict zones. They are securing resources while everyone else is cutting back.
And these economic strategies tie directly back to the underlying geopolitical alliances. According to the explosive claims in this source, the lines are clearly drawn. India, allied closely with Israel, is allegedly preparing to resupply the Israeli military with missiles and weapons as their stockpiles deplete, especially as U.S. influence wavers. On the flip side, China, allied with Iran, is utilizing that relationship to secure massive exclusive oil reserves. They are making sure their economy survives the $200 a barrel shock while the rest of the world starves for energy.
Which brings us to the big question I want to leave you with today. Based on the sweeping claims made by Haqiqat TV, we really have to ask ourselves, are global economies and our highly interconnected supply chains simply too fragile to survive the impending geopolitical shifts outlined in this report? If the dominoes fall exactly as this source suggests, from secret intelligence warnings to $200 oil to the total collapse of foreign reserves, is there any real defense for the average citizen? It's a wildly provocative thought that highlights just how delicate our modern world really is. Thank you so much for joining me to unpack these complex claims and keep questioning the systems that keep our world turning.